afternoon. Happy Sunday to you. All right. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Welcome to today's live stream. Happy Sunday. Happy New Week to you as well. So on today's episode, we're not going to be, having our usual tutorials, or I won't be showing a behind the scene where I'm actually working on a piece. Today's live stream, I'm actually going to be talking about something, right? Like an actual topic. So if you're just joining in, when you get to join in, please kindly leave a comment, leave a like, leave a share, and yes, also go ahead to what's it called now, subscribe to the channel, right? If you're new here, subscribe to the channel. I am Ali Virtual. I'm Ali Virtual, and yes, this is Vsafrique brand. You are most welcome. You're welcome. If it's the first time here, you're welcome. Good afternoon. uh, Good afternoon, good afternoon. Welcome. You're welcome to the live stream today. Do let me know where you're watching from. Do let me know where you're watching from. When you get to join in, let me know where you're watching from. Happy Sunday to you. Happy Sunday. How are you doing? How is everything? And how is today going at your own end? How's today going? Sorry. Let me know in the comment section when you get to join in. Good afternoon. This new week promises to be a good one. Good afternoon, good afternoon. Welcome. If you're just joining in, good afternoon to you. Welcome. Please kindly leave a comment. Leave a comment when you get to join in. Leave a comment. Let's just interact. I can see I have about 13 persons here at the moment. Good afternoon to you. And yes, you're super welcome. Welcome to today's section. We're going to be talking about something important, right? Today I'm not on my machine. Today I'm actually sitting down to do the live stream. I'm not outside sewing like I usually used to do on this channel. Today I'm just here. Thank you, White Lightning. White Lighting, good afternoon. Happy Sunday to you. Thank you for joining in. Do let me know where you're joining from. Thank you so much for the compliment. Thank you. I appreciate it. Let me know where you're joining from. Do let me know where you're joining from. I would like us to interact and just have Sunday vibes, Sunday fun today on the live stream. Alright, so if you're just joining in, I am Ali Vetri, that's my name, and this is Vsafrique brand, the brand where I get to share behind the scenes about my business, about my fashion accessory business, and my craft business. I am a craft person. I make fashion accessories for a living. Yes, that is what I do basically. I make fashion accessories for a living, aside aside what's it called now, aside getting to also come online to teach how to make some of these pieces. I make fashion accessories for a living. So yes, I'm a fashion accessory designer, right? I make things like bags, earrings, shoes, necklaces, and the rest of them. Sorry, I'm trying to. Alright. White Lightning, let me know where you're watching from. I would like to know where you're watching from. Welcome to you. Alright, so today I'm sharing on a topic that I know some of my customers, some people who I have been privileged to teach. They have asked me several times, how do you get price? No, how do you get to start a fashion accessory business with little or no capital? Yeah, just a backstory, right? Just a backstory. when I first started my business, right, I did not have capital. If I didn't even know I was going to be doing this on a long term level, right? I didn't really know initially when I first started that this was going to be something I would do for a very long time. I thought, okay, let me just, I love this thing. I love to make accessories. I love to make fashion pieces. Let me just, try it and see how it goes. At the time I did not have money. I didn't even have the money. I was still a core member. I just finished from university. I just graduated and was sent for NYC at the time. So during we were paired in groups to go and learn how to make um, skill to get a skill, right? We're paired to go and learn how to make so many items. Some people went for snarery, some went for poultry, some went for textile and design, some went for hair making, some went for makeup. Makeup at that time was still not rampant in my area. Some people went for makeup, some went for barbing. There were a lot of skills that we were exposed to. And then I chose bead making at the time. I went for bead making class. Now, that my choosing bead making, there at NYC. Hey Victor, good afternoon. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday to you. Welcome to the live stream. Do let me know where you're watching from, Victor. Nice to have you join in. Nice to have you join in. Tell me where you're watching from. I would like to know. I would like to know. Thank you so much for joining in, Victor. Let me know where you're watching from. Sorry, I'm trying to get something. Okay. So let me know where you're watching from. Hi, Maja. Maja, good afternoon. Good afternoon to you, Maja. Nice to have you joining. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday, everyone. Welcome to the live stream. Please let me know where you're all watching from. Please let me know where you're watching from. Right? Let me know where you're watching from. Nice to have you all joining. Maja is here. Victor has said hi. White at light skin of also dropped a message. So if you're still here and you're just joining, hit the subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button and leave a thumbs up on this live stream, right? If you're here, leave a thumbs up. What is button that says thumbs up? Leave a like on the live stream and let's just get to interact and have Sunday fun, right? While I get to share um a behind the scenes story of my business, right? And for those who do not know me, I am Ali Virtue. I am a Nigerian and I am an African woman. I live in Nigeria. I do business in Nigeria. I am here in Nigeria. Okay, so I'm sharing today how you can start a fashion accessory business with little or no capital, right? I'm sharing this because I have an experience or have little experience. Not little, I have some experience because my own business also got to start up with little or no capital, right? I was sharing the story already about how I got started, and I'm going to continue with the story. I'll tell us how I got started and how I'm currently doing business with little or no capital, right? What country are you from? Maja, I'm from Nigeria. Nigeria is in Africa, right? I'm from Nigeria, Africa. Um, what about you, Maja? The name sounds India. Are you from? Are you anywhere from India? Maja. Where are you watching from? Where are you watching from, Maja? Okay, so I said, even though it seemed impossible at the time, it seems really impossible for me to have started without having. Okay, Maja said tablet. No, I'm not asking what device you're using to watch from. I'm asking what country. What country are you watching from? Where are you exactly? Which country are you in, and where are you watching from? Like I said, me, I'm streaming from Nigeria, right? I'm currently streaming from Nigeria. Let me know in the comment section which country are you watching from, right? Tell me in the comment section which country you're watching from. Okay, so I said during the NYC, during my NYC period, during the NYC period, I don't know if you're not in Nigeria. Okay, Macedonia. Wow, oh, that's that. I believe that should be very far away from me. Nice to have you join in. Anyways, hope you've hit the subscribe button already. Please kindly do that. Hit the subscribe button and um subscribe to my channel, right? Subscribe to my channel. Trust me, you're going to enjoy the content I share every week on this channel. I share DIY content on how to make fashion accessories because that is what I do for a living, right? I make fashion accessories for a living, and so I share weekly. I get to share content on how to make fashion accessories, right? So you can actually go ahead and thank you, Marga. Hey, I have a new subscriber. Thank you so much for subscribing. I appreciate you. Thank you, Marga. This is encouraging, right? Thank you so much. Please, if you're on the live stream, you're still here on the live stream, please hit the subscribe button if you're here to do that. And also leave a thumbs up for me. Leave a thumbs up for me if you're still on the live stream. Alright, so today I'm going to be talking about I was already talking about how to start up a fashion accessory business with little or no capital, right? When I started mine, I had no capital. The only money I had on me was the bicycle allowance that was given to us by NYC, right? For those who do not know what NYC is, NYC is is for Nigerians, right? When you're done with your university education, you go for NYSC. So I had my own NYSC experience in 2016, 2017, right? So during the period of NYSC, we were given what we call bicycle allowance. And it was just 2,000 naira. So for that 2,000 naira I used to start my business. Okay, Manda says, okay, Victor says, when did you start making videos? I began making videos sincerely, right? I began making videos in 2021, right? After the year after COVID, that was when I began making videos. The year 2021. Madja says goodbye. I got to go. Okay, thank you so much, Madja, for joining in. I'm hoping to see you again in the live stream subsequent time. I'm hoping that I'll see you again in the live stream. Thank you so much, Madja. Victor, that was when I began making videos. I began making videos in the year um I started making videos in the year 2021, right? So, but I only posted two videos that year. I only posted two videos in that year, 2021. I officially began creating content again 2024, right? 2024 was when I started creating content again on this channel because in 2021 I posted just two videos, two long form videos, and then I abandoned the channel until 2023. And I started posting short form content, right? I started posting short form content in the year 2023, and after a while again I stopped creating, and then I just went mute until 2024, right? So in 2024 I began creating content again that people could actually watch. So I will always want to say I started creating in 2024 because that was when I began creating oh my G, hello baby. Hello baby. Good afternoon, good afternoon. Happy Sunday to you. How are you doing? Thanks for joining in Globe. Thank you so much for joining in. Thank you, thank you. Namaste, Papa stay, all these days. Welcome to the live stream. I can't even ask you where you're watching from. I know where you're watching from. Happy Sunday, baby. You didn't go to church. You didn't go to church today, or did you go? Which one? Did you or did you not? Why did this thing just suddenly go off for me today now? Ah. Hope nope, we didn't. We didn't cook rice. We ate noodles, right? I had noodles. in the morning. I'll be not even morning, I'll be afternoon. We shall have noodles. Then we're going to eat soup in the night. As let me do live stream now. Let me see what I can achieve today. How are you doing? How is the body? You're not sleeping. Sleep, girl. You're not sleeping today. Oh, girl, you're not sleeping. How is Weezy? I don't know why this WhatsApp not opening now. Now I need it. Now I need to open it, not opening. Interesting. Hey everyone. Hello. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Nice to have you all joining. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday to you all. Happy Sunday. Glory. Thanks for joining in. Thank you so much. And for leaving the multiple reactions. God bless you. Thank you so much. Please, if you're just joining in, kindly hit the subscribe button. And we're missing you too. I told you to come, but you refused. I didn't know my house. So come, you refused. Gee, I know you to come. It's very easy. From Rupoko, you get to Air Force. From Air Force, you get to from Air Force, you get down to Express. From Express, you are here. It's very easy to get here, but you know you come. So don't worry, you see me soon. You see me maybe tomorrow or next. Tomorrow is Monday. I might come back tomorrow on Tuesday because life goes on and on and on. So good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Welcome, everybody. Please hit the like button. Hit the like button. Thank you, G, for dropping multiple reactions on the video. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you for double tapping on your screen and dropping multiple reactions, love reactions. Party reaction. Thank you so much. You are my real MVP. I wish I could even pin it. I wish I could pin you right now. Let me see. I wish I could pin. Let everybody know you're my real MVP today. Okay, let me pin this message. Alright, so thank you so much for dropping multiple reactions. I am grateful, my love. Thank you so much. So if you're just joining in, I am Ali Virtue, and this is Vsafrique brand, where I get to talk about behind the scenes of my business, my fashion accessory business. That is what I do for a living. So on today's section, I'm sharing my experience how you can start a fashion accessory business with little or no capital. Right? It's very possible for you to start your business with little or no capital. But when you start, it's also very important to know how to scale. It is very, very important for you to know how to scale because it's scaling that's going to tell if you're going to stay in business or fall out of business, right? The reason why I've been able to be in business for this long is because even though I just started with 2,000 naira, by God, I have been able to, invest and reinvest and reinvest and reinvest again in that business for me to be able to, continue doing it up to now. I'm not where I want to be, but I also know that I'm not where I used to be. When I first started, the challenges I used to have and the ones I have now, they're different. They're different skills, right? So it's possible to begin your business with little or no capital, but it's also important for you to know how to scale after you have begun your business. People will always say the very first way for you to get the very first way for you to be able to get what's it called um, going right. First way to start a business is by dreaming. Is by dreaming, having a vision or a passion for what it is I want to do. And I was already sharing my honest. When I was 7, I did not actually even think that I was going to go into fashion accessories. I know I liked it. I knew that I liked it. I knew that I could easily do things with my hand. But I did not know that I was going to be doing it long term as a business. Right? I just felt okay, let me just sit down here at this what's it called? At this place. Let me just sit down here. Why is this not opening now? I just felt like let me just be here. Let me just be here and hear what the tutor has to say, right? Let me see what they have to say, and after which life shall goes on. So that was the idea I had in mind when I joined that fashion accessory class that particular day. Now, when I joined them, I used 2,000 naira. I had 2,000 naira from bicycle allowance because I used to buy the woman calls it starter kits, right? It had it had some things like beads, beading needle. It had, what else did it have? It had beading needle. We also had, what was the other one called now? Fishing line, right? We have beading needle, fishing line, and plier, right? Those are the items that were in that pack. So I went on to buy that particular kit for 2,000 naira, and then I began, like every other person, I began creating lovely piece. Now, the very first day of the class, along the line, the second day of the class, along the line, we noticed that there was a particular process in the bead making section that the teacher got stuck with. For whatever reason, he just forgot the process. He didn't know how to move from the point where we had gotten to the next point. We tried everything and it was not just working. So I was looking at it and somehow I just felt like I knew what was supposed to be done. But imagine now, I'm just new in the class. If I didn't even start with them when they started early, I came like halfway into the class. So it felt like I was a new student. So I'm like, if everybody who have been here don't know what is going on, how am I the one that wanted the teacher that see this is where you're getting it wrong? Well, when I saw that they were struggling really hard and it was becoming embarrassing, I just spoke about like, sorry, I think this is where we're getting it wrong. I think if we do this or do this or do this, it might give us this result. Luckily for us, she was willing to try. She was willing to listen to me, and then we went on to try what I had suggested. And the moment we did what I had suggested, boom, we moved from that stage to the next. Like it felt like a miracle. It felt like I had I had done one big thing. I was like, come, are you sure you don't really know how to do this? I don't know. This is my first class. This is my first class. But before then, anyways, when I was in secondary school, I had my very first encounter with fashion accessories in secondary school. Every Saturday we had skill training sections ranging from bead making, liquid soap making, shampoo making, hair cream, barbing section, hair making section, computer, and food. We had plenty, skills that we could try. Right, our school was kind enough to bring teachers who were specialized in that aspect of training, and then they will bring them for us every Saturday. So we were also allowed to even rotate. If maybe this week you did liquid soap, next week you are expected to go to a new class, right? Go to another class and see what they're doing there. So that was my very first time of having an experience with bead making. So I joined bead making in my secondary school that year, and I remember we did a bag. We did a beaded bag. That was my very first encounter, like my first and only encounter with bead making. The second time I had encounter again with bead making was when I was working in a school. I was working as a receptionist in the school, and then my my madam at the time, God bless her soul, she's late now. My madam at the time, she told me that she had um, some real coral beads. The one has money, so when you say real coral beads, they were real coral beads. Like she bought them with plenty money, and she told me that she wanted to discard those beads because she didn't know who was going to help her to restring them. The string they used earlier was now big and worn out, so she needed someone to help her to restring them. And I'm like, okay, I could do it. I can do it for you. So like, are you sure? I said yes. Even in my confidence, I was doubting myself because, like I said, the only time I have had experience with beads was when I was in secondary school and I did beaded bag, not to string. What's it called now? Coral beads, because the pattern to make a bag is not the same as the pattern of making coral beads. Anyways, she trusted me with the beads, and I went on to string it for her, and they came out looking amazing. So she kept singing my praise. Ah, this girl, she's so skilled. Oh, she's gonna teach our children. She's gonna do this. She's gonna do that. NYC came calling, and then I left NYC. So when I saw the opportunity to join bead making class in NYC, it just felt like okay, this can work. Sorry, I'm opening this. I'm not supposed to. happiness is not me. Okay, so it just felt like the ideal thing to do. So I went on and then I signed up for that class. So that day when that's my the what we call my trainer, when she saw that I was one that saved the day, she was like, okay, from this day henceforth, you're going to be the captain of the class. You're going to be helping me to guide the other students. You're going to be helping me to do this. And I'm like, I just joined. I also came to learn. I don't know anything about this thing, but anyways, that was how my passion and love for stringing beads started. And then I began to do it on a more serious scale. After because I was not the captain of the class, it meant that during the presentation, during the side exhibition, right, I was going to be able to lead the entire thing, display our product, talk about it. I did all of that, and that was how I started my business. With that 2,000 naira, I used to buy those beads, that particular science period. That was exactly what I used to start my business. So I had those beads, but of course, for you to be able to scale and do more, you need to buy more accessories. So when I started selling, my first set of customers were my colleagues at NYC, right? I will buy there's something we call shambala, like it's like a string, right? You use it to make wrist beads and put your name on it. So I'll buy shambala, buy alphabet beads, and then I will customize wrist beads for my colleagues. And then at that time I was selling them at 500 naira, right? I'll sell each one for 500 naira. If the name was longer, I'll sell for 700 naira. And if you're buying in bulk, I'll give you a discount and all of that. So I began to make sales. And for every time I made a sale, I will reinvest the money back, right? I wasn't taking from it at the time because, of course, my NYC was paying me. NYC was paying us 19,800 at the time. Um, so I wasn't touching the business money. Once anybody buys anything, I just leave it aside. After a while, I'll go to the market and restock. Right, go to the market and then I'll restock and then buy new beads, buy new string and all of that. And that was basically how I started. Right, how I started. So the point of this, what I'm trying to explain here is you do not need so much for you to be able to start a fashion accessory business, right? It's very possible for you to start with what you have, at the level you have it, right? And scale, right? Scaling is what will tell if you're going to do well in a fashion accessory business or not, right? That's 2,000 naira that that I started with is the reason why Vsafrique is currently existing. If you come on my YouTube, on my Instagram channel, my Instagram page, you will see that I have done loads of items after that time. I have been able to make so many items that have sold for money, like real money. I think my fashion accessory business, the the highest I have had as bulk order at the time was about 800K. Right, somebody placed an order for something, and the entire amount was about 800K for about 800 and something piece of items. Right. So the point is, like I said, I'm still scratching the surface. I'm not even where I want to be at the time. I'm not where I want to be. I am still scratching the surface, but I'm not also where I used to be. So with little or nothing, you can start. When you start, just have a plan on how to scale, right? There are different things that you can do for you to scale. There are different things that you can do for you to be able to move from point B, from point A to point B. At the time, right? At the time I began to, aside making and selling the accessories, I also realized that I could teach. I had some of my colleagues who wanted to learn from me, and it was just funny because I had not even gotten enough experience. I had little experience. The only experience I had at the time was from the NYSC training that we went for. So I had little no experience, but I could teach. Right, that was another time I needed to understand that teaching my craft was not just not just something that I can do, but it's actually a passion for me, right? I don't even believe I'm a classroom teacher. I don't know. I don't think I can teach. I don't believe I can stand in front of a class and teach math and English. I don't used to believe that. But the moment I hear, come and teach craft, in that same class, I will teach that craft very well. And I'll teach it with all of my heart. if the students find like there should be 150, 200, I'll be able to coordinate the entire class. Everybody will listen and learn from me. But when you say, come and teach maths, computer science, come on, you've lost me there. Like, you've lost me there already. So it was this period, that same period, I realized that okay, I could teach these crafts and also make extra money from it. So for my colleagues that came to meet me, the ones who were closer to me, I taught them for free, and then the ones that are not so close to me, I taught them for a little fee. Some paid 1,500, some paid 2,000 naira. So, but at the end of the day, I was using that one to still make money. Then while I continued, right, there's this shop where I used to go and buy beats at the time. There was this shop I used to go and source for my beats there at Olu, where I was in Imo State Olu. I used to go to the store for beats. When I get there, before I buy, I used to have this rapport with the woman who sells. I just so that I actually just intentionally stay around to help her sell, right? So while she's doing it, I just go ahead and watch what she's doing, right? I go ahead and watch what she's doing, see how she's working, see how she's making a new design, and by the time I get back home, I'm trying it. Surprisingly, I it works. Like, I'm trying it and then it's working. I'm trying it and then I'm making a new product without getting to actually learn, like sit down to learn the process. So that was exactly how I started, right? This is just a backstory of how I started. I'm trying to open my slide. I'm trying to open my slide so I can talk and can teach sharing points. But I don't know. It's not corresponding. It's not working today. My slide is not opening. Alright, so that was exactly how I started, and then I just continued to scale. At a point, I moved from teaching my colleagues. I moved from teaching my colleagues in my NYC colleagues to actually teaching students. I have students who come to me, sign up for class. I think at the point I was taking 10,000 or 15,000. Was it 10,000 now? Between 7 to 10,000 naira to train them for, I think, 2 months. Yeah, I was thinking about 10 to 15,000 naira to train them for a few months, and then when they are done, they go. Another means I was using to still get money was via buying materials for them. If I had a shop, of course they would come to my shop to buy materials. But because I didn't have a shop, I was actually um, helping them to source for material. Anytime I want to buy my own materials, they will give money for me to buy materials for them. Now, sometimes when they give me the money, I just add it up with my own money. I want to buy my own products, and then I buy in bulk, which makes it cheaper for me, right? Makes it more affordable for me. Then I still go ahead and give them the product, but at the end of the day, I get more products. I don't know if you get the points, right? When you buy in bulk here in my country, when you buy in bulk, you save cost a lot when you buy in bulk. So when they give me their own money, I add with my own money, and then I buy the items in bulk and give them what they paid for. Now it ends up meaning that I have more products, right? So that was what I was doing. I was using that to get more money. Then I now included some liquid soap making. I learned how to make liquid soap for another of my colleague, right? And then I started adding liquid soap making in tutorials. Then at the point again, I added baking. I could bake cakes. I added baking to the tutorials. At the point again, I added what's it called now? Pancake. I like to fry pancake. It's been a long time I don't fry that thing, but I loved frying pancake at that time, right? I think every morning I used to have pancakes for breakfast, pancakes with tea for breakfast. So I taught some persons, and then of course they would pay. These were just ways that I was using to get money at the time. It was working for me as a young core member who didn't know her left from her right when she went to service. I moved from just being someone who did not really know what she wanted to now being a tutor that was proud of herself, right? The fact that I saw people learn from me, practice what they learned from me, and sell to make money was enough satisfaction, right? It was more than enough satisfaction. So that was exactly how I started. This is the story of how I started my own fashion accessory business. And I'm saying that you too can also start. You can, another thing that you can do to actually, start up, you can use the money of your customers to start, right? How do I mean? Let's assume that you want to make 10 bags, right? You want to make 10 bags. You can do an advert showing um, showing samples of the bag you want to make. It must not really be your picture. It mustn't be your own picture that you have done. But you can, put out content showing the bags that you want to make, and then go ahead to ask them to make payments. When they make payments, you use their money to get materials, do the bag, deliver to them, and keep your profit, or reinvest your profit. Right? This is another way you can get money to start without actually having so much funds to start. Right. So with that being said, I don't know who is here, who is there. Please leave a comment. Let me know that I'm talking to myself or I'm all by myself. Leave a comment. Let's know. I like to know who is here. I think my friend Glory has left the live stream. So if you're here, please leave a comment. Leave a comment. I'd like to know that you are here. I'd like to interact with you. Whew. So I was trying just now to open my slide, but the slide is not sliding. The slide I refuse to slide. Okay. Oh, excuse me, please. Oh, yeah, mama, okay. Okay, so good afternoon. Welcome to the live stream. Good afternoon. Yeah, as regards starting the fashion accessory business, there are some things that also gotten to find out, right? And things I now understand just by doing my own business. And let me share some of those things. One of the things I've gotten to find is, actually, I've gotten to find is, um, you need to understand that there are times and seasons for different fashion accessories. There are some fashion accessories like earrings, like this one I'm wearing now, that are not seasonal. People, ladies always wear earrings. Ladies always wear earrings. Men will always wear wristwatches and wrist beads and hair caps and use walking stick, right? Most of them, they use this as fashion accessories for their own outfits. So you need to understand that there are different accessories for different seasons, and there are times when some of them are more in trend than the others. Why am I saying this? When I started, right, I already explained that I began with making what's it called, beaded accessories. When I first started, I started off with making beaded accessories. But as time went on, I realized that um, things were changing, things were evolving, right? And people were no longer wearing beaded accessories, right? They had moved from beaded accessories to something else. I need to understand what item people were now wearing. I need to understand how to transit from making beaded accessories to making fashion accessories, right? That people will always wear. So I began making Afrocentric earrings, necklaces. These are items that people always get. People get to use them as costume. And currently, I think I'm in the era where I am also getting to understand that people are going to spend more buying bags, right? People are going to spend more buying bags and buying clothes than just buying necklaces, right? Not that they don't buy necklaces, but more persons are tilting towards, owning Afrocentric bags, owning Afrocentric earrings, bangles, and the rest of them, than owning um, necklaces that look like costume, because they feel like, I don't go out all the time. How often do I get to wear these things? And for the bag, they can always carry bags out. So because of this understanding, I'm not tilting towards bag making. I'm not tilting towards understanding and learning how to do bags, right? I'm learning how to do bags. If you have been joining my live stream recent times, you will realize and then understand that I have been, coming on live most of the time to show us behind the scene of how I'm making a particular bag, right? Even though sometimes I don't get to, share I don't need to share the entire story, right? I don't need to share the entire story, but I've been sharing and showing us behind the scenes of how I'm making fashion bags, because currently that is what seems to be trending, right? That was seeming to sell more in the market. People want to carry Afrocentric pieces, but they want to carry Afrocentric pieces as bags. They want to carry eco-friendly fashion accessories. They want to carry eco-friendly like bags generally, shopping bags, handbags, laptop bags, backpacks. They can be Afrocentric, but let's do with bags. So people are tilting towards that direction, and of course, it's my duty as a fashion accessory designer to understand what my audience wants and also move with them as they move. Right? That's one thing you need to understand as regards your when you begin or when you want to start a fashion accessory business. You cannot just assume that because you've been doing Ankara hoodie for a long time. That is what they will always want. That might not be what your audience will always want. They might need other accessories. You need to understand when to shift and when to, change the narrative, or when to change what they need part time. Understand when they need what, and then flow with that. Another thing you need to understand as regards starting up a fashion accessory business in 2026 is that the cost of production years back and the cost of production now is not the same, especially for a country like Nigeria. When I started making my products, or when I started making fashion accessories, the amount I spend back then to make some pieces. Some piece is not the same what I spend now to make those same kind of pieces. For instance, this earring I am wearing, when I started my fashion accessory business, to make one I spend, let's say I spend 100 naira for the earring. I already have a fabric, to give or take. If I overspend on a particular earring, I'm spending just 200 naira, including my transportation costs, right? Including transportation costs. But now, for me to get one of these design to look Afrocentric, I'm spending about 1,000 naira plus. So the amount I would charge back then and the one I'm charging now is not the same at all. They're not the same. They are not the same at all. Okay. Hey, Ketsura. Hello, Ketsura. I didn't see the message. Hello. Okay. Hello. Hey. My network took me out. My network took me out, but I'm back. If you're here, say hi. Hello. Good evening. Or rather, good afternoon. Welcome to the live stream. Please leave a comment. Leave a comment. When you come in, leave a comment. And double tap on your screen to leave multiple reactions on this video. Please leave multiple reactions. Double tap on your screen to like the live stream. Subscribe if you're new on the channel. Alright, let's get to the reaction. Sorry. Alright, so I was explaining. I was explaining some things you need to pay attention to when you are beginning your fashion accessory business. Right, I was explaining that you need to pay attention to the fact that um you need you will need to have income, and you can use the money your customers pay you, right, as the income. Let's assume you don't have money to start and you want to actually start production of this face. You can tell your customers, or you can tell people that, okay, I want to go into production of this thing. So thank God for AI, you can actually have a visual copy of what you want to create, put it out there and tell your customers to make payment for it. When they make payment for it, the money they get to pay, you now get to use it to get the product done. That's one way to have items that you can sell. Now another way to have items you can sell is by what's it called now? Ah, I forgot the second point I gave. uh, okay, the cost of production back in the days and the cost of production now is different. You cannot assume that you're going to grow by maintaining the same amount that you started with, right? As you're increasing, as you're growing, as you keep growing by the years, you have to also keep cross-checking your cost price and your profit, so that you don't end up doing business on a loss, right? On a different day, I'm going to be talking about, I'll create a video about a topic that I title how to price in your fashion accessory business, how to price in your fashion accessory business, right? So, but before that time, I'm just trying to explain to you that you need to understand how to price. You need to understand that the way you started when you started in your business and the way you are going to continue it cannot be on the same scale. If it's in my country, Nigeria, where things are really expensive, things are skyrocketing, you need to understand that know how and when to increase the price. It is very your landlord. You end up working for the logistics person and not making it for yourself. If you get the point. Now, another thing you need to consider as regards starting a business is that you need to learn how to be versatile. You need to learn how to diversify, right? Just like I did when I came into the creation space, when I came into making accessories. I first started with bead making, but as time went on, I began to understand that the audience did not just want beads. They did not want beads that are regular or the ones that are out of fashion. They needed beads that are trendy and are sustainable, something that looks exceptional and different. So I began to make beats that my clients wanted, and people that I was serving wanted, not just what I felt was beautiful or what they would like. I began to make beats that they could appreciate, right? Beats that people can actually wear and say, yeah, I'm wearing something fashionable. I began to diversify. So now, at the point, I started mixing up Ankara and beads, right? This made it look different and unconventional. I also began to mix beads with different things, right? The point is, as you're continuing your business, just have these three things at the back of your mind. The price, the price when you first started cannot be the same. After that realization, also bear in mind that the also bear in mind that you will need to up your prices as time goes on. Also bear in mind that you also need to diversify as you continue. Then lastly, bear in mind that you can use your the money that your client gets to pay you for an accessory to get the job done. I don't know if that makes sense, right? So I don't know who is still here. I see that I have just one person here at the moment. Thank you so much for joining in. Thank you for staying with me. You're my real MVP. Please do leave a comment if you have anything to ask me at all. If you want to understand anything about how to start up your fashion accessory business, I am your go-to, right? I'm that person that you can trust with questions, and I'm going to be answering you because I deliver. I deliver hot hot. Go ahead and ask me anything. I'm going to be answering you, right? While I'm still here, I have about 8 minutes before I get to end the live stream and move on to something else. So while I'm still here, I'm willing. I'm here to take your questions. So please go ahead and ask me anything. Ask me anything. Let's just get to release, vibe, and interact, right? Okay. And in the absence of any question, I'm going to be saying thank you for joining. Thanks for staying with the live stream. I'm going to be heading off now since there's nobody here at the moment and there's no question to be asked. Thank you for if you get to join the live stream later or watch the replay, please don't forget to ask the questions. Don't forget to drop your comments. Um, Subscribe to the channel. I just show your support. This week, I'm going to be ensuring to keep up with the good work I've already started. I'm going to be ensuring to share tutorials as often as I should. Right, I already have a schedule for 3 times, 3 long form this week, right, including one where to be a sit down vlog like this. I have 3 videos for the week. I have shorts to post. I have show up live, right, and little live stream this week. So anywhere you get to join me in, just say hi or hello at any point. Get to see my video whether during stream or in my long form content and during the short. If my video pops up on your screen, please, please, please don't get to swipe up. Don't get to ignore it. Just go ahead and hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button. Leave me a comment, right? You're going to be helping me grow. That is the agenda of this. You're helping me grow to engage on my content. All right, so let's get to call it a night for now. Bye. Happy Sunday to you. Happy New Week, and see you within the week.